Hello, this is Malorian, and now this will be a 50-point game of my epic eThag against Gorten Grunback. So here's just a little fast picture of the generals, and I gotta say, this is a game I've been looking forward to all week, and I think he was too. And that's because I'm going to be running kind of a monster list. So not only are both of our casters fairly well suited, both of our feats do about the same thing. I get a big rush. He, in effect, gets a big rush by pulling me forward, so it should be a really neat dynamic, and just going to be interesting to see how he really deals with my beast list, which isn't a shredder spam. And yeah, so here's my list, and I call it Team Badass. And really what it is I finally got together my last big beasts, and I just kind of realized that if I take every main big beast and Thagrosh, who basically is a beast himself, that is exactly 50 points. Which almost makes me think, some people say that, the Proteus should have probably been 9 points, and this is maybe why they did it, is because if it was only 9 points, it wouldn't work out equally to 50 for this list here. So anyway, this would be amazing. It should be really fun to use all these big guys, and yeah, I mean, it's just be a lot of fun. So the mission we got was called Destruction. So we got the monolith that you destroy, and then it pops over and you gotta destroy it again. And so anyway, with my side, I deployed actually second, and I have a Typhon, a Carnivean, a Scythian, Epic Thagrosh, the Proteus, and then the Ravagore. And then here on my opponent's side, he's going to have the Boker, he's going to have his Forge Guard, he has his Grunback Gunner, a Grunback Blaster, he has his Ogre and his Soul Corpse, he has his whole Brun and Lug there that's in the middle. Then on the far side, he has his High Shields, he has a Driller, there's another Driller on this side, the one on the far one there is being run by Thor, and then he also has Hearn and Joan as well. So, we're kind of laughing because, to begin with, when he made the lists up, he made them before he knew I was be running this beast list. And so, if he would have used this list against my last one, where I had Rias with all this different infantry, it would have been amazing. But on this one, all those blasts coming at me really won't be doing anything unless he gets some direct hits going on. So, still should be really interesting. I thought, he deployed first and kind of spread out. I thought it was interesting that he put the bulk of his force on this side where the forest is, where I get to really take advantage of it, but you never know what he's planning. Anyway, his turn one, he's just pretty much moving up, putting up the solid ground, and everything that's on the right side is making sure to try and get over to the left side. Unfortunately, he made kind of a blunder here and forgot to even activate Hearn and Joan, but, it's not, they're not going to be playing that big of a part, and it might be not that bad to have them farther back anyway. My turn one, I put the Dragon's Blood up on the Scythian. He's going to be my lead guy, and otherwise I'm really making sure to share around the Spiny Growth. I then send in my Ravagore to shoot into the Ogrins there, hoping to kill one, and then also lead the Scather there just to really bog down all of his troops coming in, all of his Forge Guard. But even with the Animus there, I boosted a hit, boosted damage, and I did manage to kill him. And then it turns out that with the continuous fire, it was going to end. So, a little bit of a fail there. His turn two, he's just really going to shift together and bring his forces up. He knows what I can do, I know what he can do, so we're both trying to be very careful. He takes some shots at me, I think it does 1 damage to Proteus or something, so nothing too serious. My turn two, I'm trying to really make sure I put the pressure on him, so my Carnivean goes over, it breathes fire and kills one of his guys. Like I said, my Scythian's my lead one. My Ravagore is over there, breathes in another little fire scather little template so that it'll be really bogging him down. And I really try to make sure that I'll be really defensive here in case he feats, because if he pulls me towards him, both Thagrosh and the Proteus will be stuck on the objective, and my Ravagore will get stuck on the building. So, he might be able to hit my things like my Scythian, which is armor 22, but otherwise I should have a pretty good counter. So, we'll see how it goes. His turn 3 then, so what he does instead is he pretty much is moving up the assault corps to be the guys that really take on the most of the damage, and then behind it is everything ready to counter. So, I can go in and I can kill those guys, but then he's going to be hitting me hard. He does some shooting to me. I think my Carnivian takes about 7 damage this time, so a little bit more serious. And you can see that he also has a wing of guys coming around the right flank. So, yeah, I mean, that can be a definite threat to me if I don't do something quick. And yeah, my turn 3 was pretty brutal. So, the big thing I wanted to do was I had to get the Scythian to his driller into lug. So I had my Ravagore go up and kill 2 of them. There was one more on the way. I had Proteus go and was able to drag him away and kill him. Then of course I was able to charge over with the Scythian. 2 hits into the driller. That triggered a chain attack. Everything else went into lug. Didn't actually manage to kill him. Then I sent up the Carnivian through the forest and was able to breathe fire and kill, I think it was 3 of the Forge Guard, which was amazing. Killed the Boker, started smashing on the 1 gun bunny. The Typhon came over, killed the last of the Ogrins that was there, and then during the actual feat, then I had the Scythian kill lug, went and hit the driller a couple of times. He's really messed up. I think he only has his cortex left, something like that. He's really messed up. And then yeah, the other gun bunny is destroyed. I killed another hammer guy. It was just, yeah, it was a really good turn. And so I know on his now that he'll be able to come back and kill a lot of my beasts, but if he doesn't do enough, I'm going to be able to kill him. So his turn 4, he has 2 big surprises for me that I really didn't expect. The first thing is that he really did a lot to make sure to bring over his driller and leave room for him to charge over, but then he didn't feat, because I figured that since all my stuff was so close to him, he would actually feat that would pull everything to the right board edge, which wouldn't really do anything to the beasts that were already engaged with him. But the big thing is I would bring the Proteus over for him to charge with the driller. He didn't end up doing that, and so the driller ended up being something like 2 inches short, so it was out in the middle of nowhere. All of his hammer guys charged in, did a whole bunch of damage to the Carnivian and to the Typhon, knocking them both down with 2 critical hits. Funny enough, his little bunny thing there, the gun bunny, attacked the Carnivian, did no damage, but from the spiky growth lost its movement, so that was a little bit funny. His Grunback went in and tried going after the Scythian, just really trying to kill it, but of course that armor was so hard to get through, and after spending all of that focus, he really didn't do anything. I think maybe I had my mind knocked out, but it really wasn't bad at all. And then finally what he did was he actually used his feet to move me backwards, and so that really surprised me because, it just seems that from my standpoint that I'd be able just to kind of, if I wanted to, pull back, reform, destroy the driller, and do whatever I wanted. Like, I'm going to have some problems because I went hot last turn, so fury management was going to be a problem. But in fact, there was another opening that came up because even though he's able to move all of my beasts back, eThag wasn't affected by it. So all of a sudden he's open for some shenanigans. So then on my turn, all I really need to do is, after I draw whatever fury I can, I only had the Typhon that failed, and he had nobody that he could attack, so that was no big deal, because he was knocked down anyway. And then after that, it was a simple matter of first trying to take a shot with the Ravagore, just trying to hope for some luck, and missed. And then just giving eThag a little bit of a push. He flies over, and of course with 7 Fury, and being strength 18, and him camping no focus, just bam, 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 and he was dead. So victory to eThag, and I gotta say, I really love this list. I could really see the frustration from my opponent's side because, I mean, between the Carnivian dealing it out and eThag really dealing it out en masse, pretty much everything that mattered had spiky growth on it. So, armor 20 all over the place, armor 22 when my Dragon's Blood was being there as well. So very hard for him to deal with it, especially we already talked about that his list having all the blasts was pretty much useless against this type of list. And one of the things I was actually looking forward to trying that didn't really come up is because this opponent usually goes fairly infantry heavy. And so one of the ideas I had is that I could actually put up Manifest Destiny and then almost do like this elephant charge where everything just tramples up, and I just have this 9-inch zone of death where I just trample everything that's ahead of me. But anyway, this was a really interesting game of cat and mouse, where really the first one to get it pulled off won. And really I just, everything kind of worked out for me. I got to pick him down with shooting, and then after he tried really going for the big push, I was able to, especially with the help of Proteus, clear things up to really kill off his big hitters. And yeah, it all just worked out in the end. So thanks for watching. Bye.